Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the techyned vlog. I'm so happy to have you back on the discussion on how I passed my CBAB exam on the first attempt. And today we're on step 4 of step 5, which is how to use business analysis online exam simulators. So you don't want to just go on into using those online question and answer simulators without having like a point of direction, someone directing you on how to select the best one, because you want to achieve something at the end of the day. And our aim is still to be your one-stop hub for anything agile preparation or PMP, whether it's for your career or for your exam. Now for this section, our goal would be one, to look at the steps to choosing a simulator. Then we'll now look at the step by step on how to use that simulator. Now, as an icebreaker, it is still giving you that direction on how to, go about your career, how to go about choosing anything, making decisions so that you don't just get there blindly. Okay. Now, start first with looking at how to select a study guide or simulator. The first thing I would recommend is this: you start from the know to the unknown. So, take for instance that you paid for an online class, and at the end of the day, usually I know that facilitators recommend online simulators that they may have used to prepare for their own exam and aced it, or maybe others may have used to prepare for theirs. So I would suggest that you look out for those, when they make those recommendations or suggestions. It doesn't mean that you must have to go with what they have recommended at the end of the day. Okay. The only thing is you are looking for results. You are looking for something that even after you study Babok, that can help you, revise and all whatnot. Then another thing is leverage community. Just like I mentioned in the previous videos, at times when you are done with your online class, they put you on a WhatsApp group, Telegram group, Slack group, where you can discuss and stuff like that. So you can just put the question there: please, can someone recommend like a result oriented online simulator that one can use to study further for the Babok exam? So you leverage on your community. Even apart from that WhatsApp group, there are also maybe you go on LinkedIn and all whatnot, to source for information. Then another thing is Google is your friend. You can just type it on Google. You can even utilize ChatGPT, and because ChatGPT would even like help you collate or everything online, then make recommendations according to what people may have talked about it or written about maybe the simulators after using it at the end of the day. Another thing is check out recommendations from experts. There are experts when you maybe, whether it's PMP, Scrum, or even BA. There are experts on LinkedIn, there are experts on Udemy and stuff. And those, after their online classes or even in their field, they would make recommendations. So see what they have like recommended for you to use for preparation for your exam. Then check YouTube and other online sources. Yes, on YouTube also there are classes, free classes on YouTube actually, and most of them make recommendations. Even there are study groups on YouTube. There are even like there are study groups on YouTube, and they also make their recommendations. Webinars on YouTube, they make recommendations of simulators students can use to prepare for their exam. Then also, what do reviews say? So at times when you may have come across one, two, or three recommendations made by people or experts and all whatnot, and you are like, oh, I have like three to choose from and stuff like that. What I would suggest is this: just kindly go on Google, put the name there, and look for reviews. Look at maybe you can also check Reddit, see what people must have said about after using it as stores and all that. Then another thing is subscription time. Some would say, oh, you have to subscribe for 1 month, 3 months, and stuff like that. So you need to know the one that meets your need or fit. Okay, because you know if you are ready to take the exam or not. So, or if you are still at the stage of studying for Babok, you don't need to, subscribe for 1 month, and before you know it, the money is gone because you don't have enough time, to go through all those simulators. Then affordability. Do these simulators, they come at different prices, so you look for the one that would give you results and at the end of the day is affordable. Okay, discount, there are some in some seasons that offer discounts, so you may want to look out for those. Then best deals when compared to others. Yes, for example, you have like five to choose from. Look at the one that gives you the best deal when it comes to subscription time, affordability, discount, and all whatnot. Then Babok standard. Make sure that you look at out for the one that follows Babok standards. Okay, so that at the end of the day, you're not just choosing a simulator, but the one that falls in line with Babok's strategic objective or standards. Yes. So now let's go into online simulator guide. I know that at this point you have that simulator, but how do you go about using it? Okay, you don't just jump right into using it. And remember from the previous videos, I've always stressed the need for you to know Babok in and out. That is the latest version, so that you have a line of action. You don't just go in to using whatever you are doing blindly. Okay, the first thing I would suggest is this. Some of those simulators, whatever they have on them, they come in different fonts. So maybe you are using your iPad, you are using your phone to study, you are using your laptop, you're using your screen. I would suggest you increase screen size so that you will see it the way you need to see it, so that you don't need to twitch your eye or what all that. Then another thing is use synonyms. Some of those simulators, when they are giving you their questions and stuff, they are ambiguous, they are jaw breaking, they are trying to twist, their questions to look real or something close to the exam. But at the same time, some of them they confuse students. So what I would suggest is this: just have your dictionary by the side, so that when you are reading those, you are going through those, you can use synonyms, antonyms, like to interpret what they are saying, so that it would stick and you understand it more. Another thing is get used to the questions. So you have to like go through those simulators over and over and over again as much as possible, because you are trying to retain, you're trying to understand, you're trying to digest, you're trying to make meaning out of it, you're trying to put it in real life situation. So get used to the questions, so that no matter how or whatever question you meet during the exam, you are able to understand, you are able to like interpret it. Either way, the main thing is at the end of the day, you ace your exam. Then don't set high expectations. Please, this is what you don't want to do. Just go into using those simulators with an open mind. Don't set high expectations. Go into using it as though you are learning. It is a learning process for you. You are done studying for Babok. You are now transitioning into checking how much you've understood Babok, okay, in terms of like taking the exam. Build stamina. Yeah, it still falls in line with practice, 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 because you're building stamina in terms of like you are trying to sit for 3 hours, 2 hours to take an exam. So you need a simulator. You need to use the simulator in such a way that it will help you build your patience. It will help you build your state of mind. It will help you build your strength. It will help you, build on your So weakness. So you are trying to, build stamina from using the simulator. You're not just gaining knowledge, you are trying to be disciplined. Okay, so that is just like you are trying to build stamina from using the simulator. Then another thing is study bubble guide. I can't stop overemphasizing on this. Have bubble guide by the corner, as by the side, as even you are studying the simulator or you are using the simulators, please, because whatever question you'd be answering on those simulators, they come from Babok, right? So you want to have Babok by the side. You want to be studying Babok at the same time, even if it's possible with the simulators. Then practice as though you are taking the actual exam. Yes, this is very, very important. You know where you want to stay to take the actual Babok exam, please use that same desk, use that same area, use that same aura, use that same environment. The desk, make sure it's cleared, make sure that you are seated, you're not lying down, make sure that you have your water if you need it, make sure you have your clear piece of paper, pencil. Make sure that you don't have any background noise. Make sure that your screen is clear and all whatnot. So you are not just gaining knowledge, you are not just building stamina, you are preparing yourself for the actual exam. Okay, so you practice it as though you are taking the actual exam. Make sure you time yourself, even apart from the timing, because you are trying to build on your speed and accuracy and the way your brain, processes stuff. Then reduce screen light. This is very important because when you have so much screen light, it kind of makes you feel tired. Then remove distractions on the decks or laptop or pop-ups as restrictions. So do this because even before you take the Babok exam, it is one of the guidelines that you need to, remove all those restrictions, pop-ups that will come on your screen. So you are actually preparing yourself for the actual exam. Know why you failed. Yes, each time you fail anything, know why you failed. The simulators would provide you reasons. Even you can go back to Babok if you've read it so well, you're able to pinpoint where it is, understand it, come back and retake that part, okay, and make sure you are able to pass that section because whenever you feel that means you don't understand that section or that part properly. That's why you are not able to get the answers correctly. Then read and practice to understand. Yes, please, you are not just practicing, understand why you even passed it. Okay, imagine. Yes, whatever you are question you are answering, imagine it in real life. Imagine it as though you've read through Babok and what does Babok say about this and stuff like that. Stay positive and don't get too anxious, anxiety, overwhelmed, or panic attacks. Yes, please don't even allow yourself to be overwhelmed. Don't allow yourself to be stressed for nothing. No, it's not necessary. Just stay positive, okay? And don't allow yourself to get panic attacks. Yes, it is. You are human. Those could happen, but at the same time, you should just try as much as possible to enjoy the process. Okay, go with the flow. Mark where you failed and read up on those topics. I've mentioned this before. Expose yourself to as many questions as possible. Yes, like as many questions, the more questions you answer, the better. So even apart from the simulator, there are free questions on YouTube, So you are trying to build stamina, gain knowledge and all. Study question patterns. Yes, like look at the way the patterns the pattern the questions, okay, even like I would assure you at a point when you are even reading the question, you are starting the question, you already know what they expect from you. So that is how well you need to read and go through the simulators as much as possible. Okay, study question patterns, do it judiciously as though it is the actual exam. Yes, like don't be too hasty, read in between lines, take breath when you are going through the questions. Then going to the last part of what we have. Don't get discouraged if you're not hitting the points like you expect. It is in stages. Yes, honestly, I know when I started the first part, oh my goodness, I was failing my simulator like left, right, and center. I had to call the facilitator. He said, "No, don't worry, that you are at the I know like the stage whereby you answer these questions and they are confusing, that with time it gets better. Yes, with time it gets better. So that's why you have to do it over and over again. Know when you start experiencing fatigue or diminishing returns, please try to take rest. Okay, talk to someone or take breaks. Yes, You have the community, you have your friends and loved ones, when it's getting too hard for you, speak out, please. When it's getting too hard, take rest, okay? And I hope this has been of good use to you. And if yes, please subscribe, comment, share, and like. And if you have questions, kindly drop those for us on the TechNet blog. Thank you and do have a great day. Bye.